am Dr. Jamel Wright, the 27th president of Eureka College, Ronald Reagan's college alma mater. So I am very excited to be here to share a couple of stories that I've read about and heard that I really think help to define who he was. This first one is called Do the Right Thing and Remember All People Matter. When Reagan was a young boy, there was an incident where he and his dad had gone to a gas station in his hometown, and there was an African-American man and his son also at this same gas station around the same time. Well, he and his dad, Dutch and his dad, were there to get gas, and the other two people were there having to use the restroom. Well, the owner of that gas station, as the story goes, actually denied them, the African Americans, access to use the restroom. And in that instant, Dutch's dad said, "Let's go." And even though the owner of that gas station asked, "How may I serve you? What do you need?" His dad responded, "We don't need anything, we're leaving." And fast forward now to Ronald Reagan's time at Eureka College, where one of his two sports, he was a swimmer and a football player. As a football player, they had traveled somewhere near his hometown for a football game. And there were African-American players on the team, even back in Dutch's time, attending Eureka College, one of whom actually was the captain of the football team. And they get there, and the hotel where they were supposed to stay would not allow the black players to stay at the hotel at that time. Keep in mind, Dutch's time was 1928 to 1932 when he ultimately graduated from Eureka College. And immediately he told those players, "That's okay, let's go to my house." And his parents opened their arms and their doors to the players of the football team. And I think those two stories, really, that do the right thing because and remember all people matter, if you see that throughout Dutch's life and ultimately President Reagan's life, where he respected people, he stopped and had conversations with people. It didn't matter what their position was. It didn't matter what he thought they did or whatever the perception was. And I don't even think it mattered if he knew that obviously they had a different perspective than he did. And so that's the type of leadership, that ability to care about people no matter what and to do the right thing. And that way you don't have to worry about being wrong. But we see that type of humility and that type of caring across his entire lifetime. And I think that's something that really sticks out to me and that is important for me when I think about some of the characteristics of a strong leader. The second story that I want to share is called The Birth of the Great Communicator. And Dutch Reagan, as a second semester freshman, again, as the story goes, he was called upon by some of the juniors and seniors at the college who were trying to rally students around issues dealing with tuition and a few other things. And instead of them going out and trying to rally the campus, they asked him to do so. Second semester freshman, I think they figured he has a lot less to lose than we do. So in McAllister Hall, which is also known as our chapel, he got on the stage and delivered a rousing speech that really did rally and unite the students in common purpose and cause. And it was then that he notes that it was the first time he realized that his voice could be influential and that his words could move people to action. And again, he became the great communicator. He often used his words and his influential voice as a way to rally people. He did so and he reached across the aisle and figured out ways to use compromising perspectives and those kinds of things to get people to unite in common purpose. As president of Eureka College, I have to tell you, I boast. I walk around with my chest poked out. It is definitely a prideful thing to say that I am able to serve as the first woman and African-American president of our 164-year-old college that graduated the 40th president of the United States of America, the same president who selected Sandra Day O'Connor to be the first woman to sit on the Supreme Court. And so again, that's a point of pride for me, definitely over the course of my career. I absolutely boast about it. I am proud of it. It's not something that I hide in any shame or anything of that nature. And it's always wonderful to be invited to speak about some of my thoughts about President Reagan, because I have grown to have even more fondness of him than I did years prior before becoming president of Eureka College.